When you log into your Easy Author website, WordPress frame, for the first time, it will probably look something very similar to this. And you'll see that there's just a few more menus on that left-hand side for you. If you get this message that says, "Welcome to WordPress, what kind of site can we help you set up?" just put "I don't need help," because we really don't need anyone to build a WordPress site for us. It's already in there. This will be your dashboard. It should look something kind of like this. You may have the Jetpack notification up here at the top if you're using Jetpack. It is a free plugin. I really recommend it. I usually put it on the websites anyway. It's completely up to you whether or not you want to use it for analytics and monitoring. So you'll probably look something a little bit like this. And now what we want to do is start customizing your Easy Author website. So on the left-hand side, you're going to scroll down until you see Divi. It should be somewhere near the bottom. And you're going to go and click on Theme Options. What we're going to do right now is enter in the branding for your Easy Author website. Dismiss all of these real quick. My Google Analytics keeps going in and out, so I've got to get that fixed. It's being annoying. So the very first thing you want to do is put in your logo. You'll click on Upload, and what's going to pop up is called your media library. You can upload any image or video into your media library. It should be under 64 MB. A common error that you might see is you're uploading an image and it comes back with an HTML error and the image does not upload into your media library. That generally means that the file is either too large or somehow corrupted. Now, believe it or not, I get this error a lot when I simply download images from a stock photo site. To get around it, what I do is I take that image and I put it into Canva, and then I re-download the image out of Canva, and it generally uploads just fine. If this is an error that you are consistently getting and you are connected to the Easy Author website through our provided hosting, then open a support ticket with us through the forum or by emailing dion@easyauthorwebsite.com. If you are not hosted with us, then what you will need to do is contact your personal host and let them know that you're getting an upload error in WordPress, because they will need to increase it's called the PHP for your website. So if you are not hosted with us and you're continually getting this error, then your personal host will need to increase your upload capabilities. If you are hosted with us, we've already upgraded your upload capabilities for WordPress, so it's probably coming from an image from the file 90% of the time. So first put it into Canva, then re-download it, and then try it. And if that doesn't work, then please reach out to me so I can see what's happening and try to get you fixed. But back to your Easy Author website and putting in your logo. You can drag and drop an image into your media library, or you can go to the file that says Upload Files, select Files, and then pull an image from your personal computer. So this is just a silly image of a cupcake, but as you can see, I'm uploading it into my media library, and now it's available for my use anywhere on the website. But I want to keep with our Easy Author website logo. Now, one thing you want to do with all images is you want to make sure that it has a title, and then you want to make sure that your alt text has something in there as well. Alt text, generally what you do is you describe the image. And this is for people who either have slow connections or who have an assisted device that may read the alt text to them to let them know what image is in place. So for instance, if someone is blind and they come to our website, all of our images have alt text. So as their device reads the website to them, it will read our text and then it will come up to a photo and it will read the alt text to let them know what photo is in place on the website and help them get a visual image. These also work to help you get better SEO rankings, so always make sure that your image is titled and has an alt text. Okay, so we're going to set our logo. The next option you have is to decide if you want a fixed navigation bar. That just means that when you scroll, the navigation bar stays in place. Generally, I enable this, but a lot of people like the menu to scroll with the user. And if you want that menu to always be at the top of the screen, even as the user is scrolling, then you will select disabled, and that means that the menu bar is not fixed in place and it will move with the website. Now what I want you to do is enter your brand colors. So you'll see where it says Color Pickers Default Palette. When you enter your brand colors here, what happens is they're automatically loaded all through the website. So when you're changing your colors or changing backgrounds or anything else that needs a color like buttons, your hex codes are already in place and you don't have to keep looking them up trying to get them onto your website. To change your colors, it's super simple. Just click on a dot and you get the beautiful color picker. You enter your hex code and then just click off. Click any other button and voila, you're done. Your colors are in. There's a few other options in here that you can customize. If you want, for example, your blogs to automatically grab the first image and catalog that as the featured image, you can tell that to enable itself. I like to set my own featured images for blogs, so I like to control that a little bit more. It just depends on your personal preference. And this is something that you may not know right now, and that's okay. You can change this at any time. You can select your sidebars from here. So if you want a sidebar to be on the right or the left-hand side, if you're not sure what a sidebar is, a sidebar, for example, would be, let me pull up the Easy Author website for you real quick and I will show you. Oh, you know what? We don't have blogs on here. Let me go to So here's the Happy Writing blog. So Happy Writing is our parent company for author coaching, where we just coach authors into being really great authorpreneurs. And on the right-hand side here, this is called a sidebar. So it's where I can put different pieces of information that I want people to see. It's generally on the blog page, but some people might want it on their other pages too. I prefer to only keep it on blogs and the blog listing page like you're seeing right now, because I think it's cleaner. I think when you have the sidebar on stationary pages like your About Me page or your Contact Me page, it just looks too cluttered. You might consider putting it on your books page, but it's not really designed to accommodate the sidebar, and again, I feel like it just makes it cluttered and takes away from the aesthetic and the beauty of those pages. The next thing you'll want to do is, if you're using Google API to set a map on your page or any of the other API purposes, is here you will put your API key to connect to Google. The next options will already be selected for you. So I will enable using Google Fonts. a Facebook icon, Twitter icon, Google Plus icon, and your RSS feed icon. Below this, right here, you will enter your social media pages. Now, if you notice for Happy Writing Co., I don't have our Google Plus listed, and that's because I heard Google Plus was going down. I heard they were closing it, so I haven't been focusing on Google Plus lately. So I'm actually going to disable that Google Plus so that way no one tries to click on it and gets a dead link. There's nothing worse than dead links. So make sure you're entering your social media profile here. That way you don't have to enter it on every single piece through the website. Now, if you do add social buttons in other places, you might have to re-enter it again. But for now, this will carry through the primary menu options and the website. These next ones you'll probably adjust at a different point in time. These include things like how many products you want displayed on one time on a page. If you open a store on your website, 9 to me is a nice balanced number, but you might change that as you want. Number of posts displayed on category page. Overall, I like to keep all of these multiples of 3s because these pages typically come in 3 columns, so 3 pieces next to each other. And so I want to keep it, generally speaking, in multiples of 3. Excerpts just means that it shows an excerpt from your blog when they're showing your blog posts. If you want there to be a back to top button, so while you're scrolling, a little button that pops up like on the right hand side that people can click to take them to the back of the website, you can enable that here. You can really do anything that you want. And if you want to put in any custom CSS, you are welcome to do that here. I really don't recommend doing it too much though, because a lot of the customization can be done in the front end. And if you do those customizations in the CSS, you might end up messing up the customization options. All right, now that we have your brand set, locked in and in place, we're going to work on your navigation. This is still under Divi. We're still under theme options. And right here under navigation, if you ever want to take any pages out of the navigation bar, select them here. So for instance, our courses here on the Easy Author website are done through a plugin that allows you to move through the course in such a beautiful way. One of their default options though is the Become a Teacher page where people can become teachers. And obviously we don't really need that on the Easy Author website. So I'm gonna make sure that is not shown and I'm gonna exit out. These other website pages though, I really don't mind if they're seen in my navigation or even cataloged on the website, so I will leave them. I am going to leave drop-down menus. We should know what those are. It's where you hover over, for instance here on login, I hover over and it brings up a menu underneath of it. So see, this drop-down menu here is 2 stacks deep, and you can elect at the very bottom how many drop-down tiers you will allow in your menu. Generally 2 to 3 is great. So I'm going to save these changes. The next option in your Divi Builder is what pages on your website you want to be able to use Divi Builder with. Do you want to be able to use it with the regular pages, of course? Your blog posts? Sure, why not? And the rest of these pages here you probably won't have in your Easy Author website because these are inclusive to our format for our back page here at the Easy Author website. Your other options here are talking about the layout, and this refers to blog posts. So if you want people to be able to comment on your blogs, make sure that it says show comments on posts. And if you don't want them to comment, just slide disable. Where it says place thumb on post, that refers to thumbnails. You might want them, you might not. And the very first item says choose which items to display in the post info section. That means when a blog is shown right here, this is the post info. We have our title, we have who wrote it, the date it came out, and the tags for it. Generally, I don't like my categories to be seen, but what's cool with the categories is that it allows people to click on that category and find other posts you've written and connect with it, and it's also great for SEO. I do like to turn the date off because while I like to think I'm pretty consistent with my blogging, if for any reason you are not, having the date on your blog could show that you're inconsistent or make it look like you don't keep up with your website as much. So we all have reasons for why we do blog or why we don't blog. I generally recommend turning that date off. So let's save these changes. And then you can also change your pages to allow people to comment on pages or not. And you can play with general settings as well. Again, I'm going to turn the dates off. Your next section is if you want to add ads to your website. So if you're connected to Google AdWords, or if you just want to sell ad space on your website, then all you have to do is enable the ads here, and then you add the URL codes for your images. If your images are in your media library, all of your images will have an HTML code within your site. So when I click on an image over here on the right hand side, it says URL. All you would do is copy that, come back over, and pop it here for the destination URL, and now that image will show up. The reason it does it like this is because the image might be from their website or something like that. So